Hi guys, this is Vitaly with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics, and in today's video, I'd like to speak with you about an illusion of economic progress. But first, roll the intro. Welcome back. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like the video, be sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single release of our videos, where every Friday we're talking about something that could benefit you in your trucking businesses, in your trucking careers, as well as cover the loads we've successfully booked for our customers, consisting of leased out owner operators and carriers operating under their own MC authorities, running under our truck dispatch services. As always, guys, big thank you for all the likes you provided in all the previous videos. Please do keep them coming, and let's talk about this illusion of economic progress that everyone's talking about. The problem is that, a lot of folks don't really fact check. They rely on third-party fact checks. People just read headlines. People take in sound bites. They make up their minds about certain things on very limited data, and that's it. It becomes their truth. The problem is that governments are known for misrepresenting economic data, and we're seeing that throughout past presidencies, including this one. The problem now is that the economy is in such dire straits that this is the time when we really pay attention. Because, for example, if during the times of Reagan or something like that, if the government was lying to people or providing false information, but if the things were going good, people didn't really care because living was easy. Just as an example, it could be any presidency that's out there. What we're seeing now as an example is, for example, you guys have probably heard M2 money supply. A lot of the financial news talk about this all the time. Well, a lot of people, again, they don't really know what that is. That's the United States money supply. So like your M1 is the most liquid, and it usually is just the cash that's in circulation. Your M2 is going to be your M1 plus, check deposits up to $100,000, money market funds, things like that at your financial institution. And then you have your M3 money supply that actually stopped being reported on in 2006. Well, in 2008, there was, and M3, by the way, is the least liquid out of the three systems, and it's the biggest one because it has the institutional, cash injections and investment as part of that figure. So they stopped doing that in 06. Now in 08, we had our major crash, and we actually have been in stagflation since 2008, which was actually a term that wasn't even invented back then. That's something that's of more recent years. But if you actually look at the way that the numbers play out, it actually started back in 2008. But we were told that things are good because the stock markets were pumping, interest rates were low, mortgages were attainable, and things were, looking good. So we didn't really pay attention, but we have been in this for some time. Now, we also have to consider this massive increase of national debt that we saw back in, between 06 and 07 during that presidential year. They went from 10 to 30 trillion dollars, from 10 to 20 trillion dollars, which was the largest debt increase in the United States history. We're at over 30 trillion now, but we had that whole COVID situation and everything else that came with it, with lockdowns and insane money printing, which is another thing that happened back then and happened again this time around. Over the last 3 years, we printed a huge amount of money, which is actually by the Federal Reserve and not connected to the United States, to the White House, to the government in that sense. It's a separate entity, separate organization that works hand in hand. It's kind of like church and state, but they still work together. It's kind of insane in that sense. Then you have your CPI reductions, right? Everyone's saying, hey, we're lowering the cost of living. Things are looking better and better every single month and quarter. But here's the problem. Again, people don't really verify because CPI reductions are because of the Federal Reserve. They have nothing to do with any sitting president. They have no control over that. Furthermore, you yourself can see prices continue to rise. Even though the talking heads are telling you things are becoming cheaper, you're seeing prices rise, and that means that inflation continues to go up. Then you have your whole job creation issue, right? So we're still seeing an inflow of pre-pandemic jobs coming back. So if you have a lockdown and people aren't working, they take advantage of the benefits, they get cut off the numbers as being off the market. Those people come back off the market in terms of not no longer collecting unemployment benefits, so they are no longer looking for a job. Then they find a job, they're considered a brand new statistic, taking on the same pre-pandemic jobs that were shut down during that period in history, right? So again, that's a little bit strange. It's a play on words and how they represent the data and how they speak it into the cameras. Now, also we have government subsidies that are ultimately feeding into, injecting cash into green tech companies, but they're actually putting that under bills that are talking about more of, fixing the infrastructure, rebuilding America, and making things better in that sense. Well, that has nothing to do with this. This is mainly green technology companies focusing on, EV technologies, automation, AI, and things like that. So it just really depends on how you interpret the data. And neither one of us, not you, not I, have read those, 1,100, 1,200 page documents. And I highly doubt that our constituents have done the same either. But they are voting on these things. They are passing laws based on information that's in those documents. So finally, what I will tell you is this, expect a federal rate hike. The base rate hike is probably going to be 25 basis points coming up in August. So, your interest rates for absolutely every type of financing is going to go through the roof, from cars, trucks, SUVs to, trucks, semi-trucks, trailers, homes, and, et cetera, et cetera. Everything's going to become more expensive to finance. And so what we're looking is actually at a potential for a deflationary market when everything kind of flips and only the wealthiest of the wealthy will be able to afford anything whatsoever, and then you and I will end up having to finance our hamburgers. So we have to look at this from the trucking aspect, because as this continues to go in the direction that it is going, we are going to have reduced consumption, we are going to have less ordering, and probably even a decline in LTL freight, in TL freight, as well as rates and things like that. Now, if you also continue to have inflation, then you're going to have further escalation in pricing for maintenance, parts, labor, diesel, oil, and other operating costs. So be prepared and don't necessarily listen to the sound bites. Feel out the market. Allow your dispatchers to maximize what is available in the current market. And if your dispatcher isn't able to do that, then certainly give us a call and let's discuss it. In any case, guys, rates are looking decent. I'm going to switch over to camera. We're going to look over the loads that we book for our customers. Would love to hear from you guys in the comment section below. Please smash the like button if you haven't done so. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in just a moment. Welcome back. Let's take a look at some of these loads. This week we got vans and reefers. Everyone's doing quite well. Going to start off with a reefer coming out of Atlanta, Georgia, going to Strasburg, Virginia. It's a 24,000 pound light load of frozen chicken running -10 on the reefer. 582 miles, booked at $1,700. Got them $292 a mile. Then out of Winchester, Virginia, going to Black Mountain, North Carolina with a 30,000 pound dairy load. Dairy products, 35 degrees on the reefer, 409 miles, booked at $800. Got them $1.96 coming out of there. Then out of Morganton, North Carolina, going to Gainesville, Georgia. It's a 40,000 pound load of fresh chicken, 20 degrees on a reefer, 202 miles. Booked at $1,000, got them $495 a mile. Then did something really interesting out of Johnson, South Carolina, going to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Longer run, 40,000 pounds. Again, fresh chicken, 20 degrees, just as before. This time 889 miles, booked at $2,000. Got them $2.25 on that one. They finished off with Plymouth, Michigan, going to Manchester, Tennessee, with a 36,000 pound, a 40,000 pound load of cheese. So cheese leaving Wisconsin makes sense. 36 degrees on a reefer, 679 miles, booked at $2,100. Got them $309 a mile, going to Tennessee. Excellent job. Driver was Harrison on this one. Great job. 7 days on the road, Friday to Friday. Ran 2,761 loaded miles, grossed $7,600 in his reefer. Ran an average of $275 per loaded mile average. Excellent job, Harrison. Way to go. Next, we got ourselves a dry van coming out of Gibson City, Illinois, going to Dallas, Texas. The 28,000 pound load of non-hazmat chemicals. It's 861 miles, booked at $1,800. Got them $209 a mile. Then Fort Worth, Texas, going to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, with a 42,000 pound load of dry food. 200 miles exactly. Ran for $700 exactly. Got them $350 a mile exactly. Then Moreland, Oklahoma, going to Peachtree, Georgia, I believe 43,000 pound loads of Dynablast base alpha. Not exactly sure what that is. Sounds like some sort of chemistry set. 1,004 miles, booked at $2,250. That I know, got $224 per mile. Then Tallapoosa, Georgia, going to Greenville, Alabama, with a 10,000 pound uncured rubber. Very light load, 178 miles, booked at $600. $337 a mile, easy peasy. And they finished off with Pine Hill, Alabama, going to Fayetteville, Tennessee, with a 40,000 pound load of machine parts. 265 miles booked at 800 bucks this time, got him 302 a mile, did very, very well Tuesday to Tuesday, grossed $6,150 on their week. Very, very simple stuff. 2,508 loaded miles, nothing crazy. Ran him at 245 per loaded mile on a very basic dry van. Did an excellent job. That is Isa doing very, very well. Next, we got ourselves, I believe, a reefer coming out of Owasso, Oklahoma, going to Berkeley, Missouri. It's a 41,000 pound load of Milo's tea. That's 34 degrees. On a reefer, 395 miles, booked at $1,000, got him 253 a mile. Then took a Germantown, Illinois, going to Cortland, Indiana, 42,000 pound load of eggs, 35 degrees on this one. It's a reefer doing a bunch of shorter stuff, and we'll see how well that worked out. 221 miles booked at $800, got him 362 a mile. Then Richmond, Indiana, going to Landover, Maryland, with a 43,000 pound load of refrigerated goods, 34 degrees on this one. The next few loads are going to be basically the same commodities. 510 miles booked at $1,550, got him 304 a mile on that one. Then Winchester, Virginia to Salisbury, North Carolina, another 42,000 pound load of refrigerated foods at 34 degrees. The previous one was 43K. 320 miles booked at $800, got him 250 a mile. Ennis, North Carolina, going to Lyons, Georgia. It's another 42,000 pound refrigerated foods, 34 degrees once again, 367 miles, booked at 925, got him 252 a mile. Then Statesboro, Georgia, going to Atlanta, Georgia. It's a 65 degree load, 14,000 pound light load of perishable food grade products. 205 miles booked at $780 on that one, got him $380 a mile. And then out of Union Springs, Alabama to Stillmore, Georgia, took a 40,000 pound load of fresh chicken, running 25 to 32 degrees on a reefer, 233 miles booked at $1,000, got him $429 a mile. Ran them very, very tightly. Excellent job, Moises. Excellent job. Gross 6,855 for the week, running Wednesday to Wednesday, ran 2,251 loaded miles at an average of 305 per loaded mile average. Excellent job, Moises, is a new addition to our company. So excellent job. Certainly appreciate you. Next, we got ourselves a dry van coming out of Colony, Wyoming, going to Plainview, Texas. This is an interesting one. Pay attention. Longer runs. It's a 40,000 pound load of retail goods. 844 miles booked at $1,600. Got him $1.90 coming out of Colony, Wyoming. I would say excellent job. Then out of Plainview, Texas, zero deadhead, going to McKinville, Oregon. It's a 43,000 pound load of groceries. 1,716 miles booked at $4,400. What did that get him? $256 a mile on a ton of miles. So ended up actually doing just those two runs, running Monday to Monday, 7 days on the road, with $6,000 gross. 2,560 loaded miles ran, and got that at an average of $234 per loaded mile. So very important to sometimes take a lower paying rate. In this case, it was well paid, coming out of a really bad market, going to a better market, and then make up the difference and play that averages game. So excellent, excellent job. That was Byron. Did a great job on that one. Was that Byron or Brian? Brian. I believe it was Byron. Anyway, excellent, excellent job. Next, we got ourselves Milagres. Once again, I believe this is his fourth week being among the top. This is a reefer coming out of Belvedere, Illinois, going to Clarksville, Arkansas. It's an 18,000 pound light load of frozen foods, -10 on a reefer, 658 miles, booked at $2,400, and that got him $365 a mile and a good amount of miles. Then Atkins, Arkansas to looks like Whitestown, Indiana. It's a 38,000 pound load of fresh chicken, 28 degrees on a reefer, 620 miles, booked at $1,700, got him $274 a mile. Then finished off out of Avon, Indiana, coming out to Salt Lake City, Utah. Wish you'd have told me, Milagres, come out and grab a cup of coffee, would you? Would have loved to do that. 38,000 pound load of frozen bagels, -10 on a reefer, 1,530 miles, booked at $2,900, got him $1.90 on that one. It'll be very interesting to see him take off from Salt Lake next week. I hope to see you in the top loads once again. Tuesday to Tuesday, 7 days on the road, $7,000 in gross, 2,808 loaded miles, ran at 249 per loaded mile average. Excellent, excellent job, Milagres. Very tightly done. Next, we got ourselves a dry van coming out of Stanwood, Michigan, going to Bloomington, Indiana, 42,000 pound load of dry goods, 361 miles, booked at $1,000, got him $277 a mile. Then Worthington, Indiana, Atlanta, Georgia. It's a flour load of 44,000 pounds, 486 miles, booked at $1,100, got him $226 a mile. And they finished off with Lithia Springs, Georgia, going to Twin Falls, Idaho. It's a 43,000 pound load of roll stock, 2,042 miles, booked at $4,200, got him $206 per loaded mile on that one. That was it. 7 days on the road, Monday to Monday. $6,300 booked, 2,889 loaded miles at an average of 218 per loaded mile average. And that was Thomas. Excellent job. And the final one is a dry van coming out of St. Louis, Missouri, going to Denver, Colorado. It's a 45,000 pound load of beer. It's got an additional $105 in detention the guys were able to get for the driver. 849 miles booked at 2605, got him 307 a mile. Then Cheyenne, Wyoming, going out to Salisbury, North Carolina. It's a cat litter load, 44,000 pounds, 1,611 miles booked at $2,300. Got him $1.43 to come out of Wyoming. That's why that $1.90 was so good. Then out of Black Mountain, North Carolina, coming out to Jacksonville, Florida, it certainly made up the difference at 40,000 pound load of empty CHEP pallets. 452 miles booked at $1,100, got him $243 a mile coming out to Jackson, Florida. Did quite well Monday to Monday, 7 days, $6,005, ran 2,912 loaded miles, a little over $6,000 in gross, ran an average of 206 per loaded mile. Excellent job. That was Oscar. So as you can see, our guy's able to make you the kind of money that you see on our screens. Guys running in $3 mark, really high twos, very tight scheduling, very low amount of deadhead. In many cases, almost no deadhead to no deadhead. So the truth is that there's no replacement for displacement, as they say. There's no replacement for experience. Our guys really do know what they're doing. The good news is that we work with both leased on owner operators as well as carriers. So if you have the right equipment, if you have the willingness to work, if you have clean, if you have a clean company, if you're a carrier, your MC is established, you have the willingness to work, you want to make this kind of money, we can help you out. If you're a leased on owner operator, you're not making this kind of money, if you feel like maybe you're overpaying for the services that you're receiving, or any sort of gripes that you might have with the company, if you're just not making this kind of money, but you feel like you really have it in you to work hard to make this kind of money, you're just not getting it, certainly get in touch with us. In either case, call or text 801-448-6363. You can also go to our website at aftdispatch.com. Most importantly, guys, until next week, stay healthy, be wealthy. Take care.